Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to, I went to the poorest place in America, Owley County, Kentucky, Boonville. I don't know about that place, but I've done reactions somewhat similar to this before, and it's always fascinating to see, obviously, like the US, there's a wild, like, contrast within states and within the countries as a whole, where you have these ultra rich people, then you've got people who live in places that we're going to see soon. I've seen like places like in the US before, mainly in the Appalachian Mountains or in that region, and some of it is crazy to see because when you think of the US, that's the last thing you picture. Basically slums looking like that. But yeah, I guess this may be in. It actually does say it, but I do travel to Appalachia. I think it is in Appalachia, but I'm not too sure. We're gonna just check this out and see. And if you've been to this place before, if you've been through this place or whatever, I guess let me know your thoughts on this place. And yeah, let's jump into this. I'm a good old boy.
So apparently, the poorest county in all the USA is a little unheard of place called Owley County, located in the Appalachian region of southeastern Kentucky. Owley County is 99% white and has less than 5,000 residents, half of which live below the poverty line. In terms of income per household, Owley is the poorest place in the US. The main city, if you can call it that, is Boonville, which I'm going to show you all in this video.
Here we are, just off of Kentucky Highway 11, and I want to give you guys a big warm welcome.
I mean, they've got a nice little entrance sign into the town. That's a good start for the place.
To Boonville. This is Owley County. You can see the Owley County Courthouse over there, and we are in the poorest place in the United States. First impressions. Well, the countryside leading up to this little town, we're in Boonville. It's the seat of Owley County. It's the biggest city in Owley. The countryside around here is breathtaking. Breathtaking. Now, first impressions actually in this city here in Boonville, it's desolate.
So, like, there's nothing. Like, looking at this, there's literally 2 cars parked and there's just nothing. It's so open.
City here in Boonville, it's desolate. I'm walking, there's not anybody out. I mean, there are people driving around, but look around you. There's nobody out walking the streets. There's the County Board of Education, and boy, is that small. Charles E. Long Service Station. Looks like it's got some fresh concrete laid there for the driveway and parking lot, but the business itself doesn't even look like it's still open. Car wash looks closed. And when I say closed, I don't mean closed for the day. I mean closed,
shut down,
closed permanently. Now there's a Family Dollar here, so let's do a walkthrough and see if we can maybe meet some of the locals, or at least see some of the locals. Well, it's safe to say that business isn't exactly booming. I did meet and greet a gentleman from the post office who was just leaving this store, but I think he was the only customer.
There's no one in there.
He was the only customer.
Damn.
Well, I talked to the young lady in that Family Dollar, and she was the only person in there. And I asked her, is this pretty much the center of Boonville? And she said, yeah, this is pretty much it. So it's real easy just to do a quick walkthrough. The Owley County Action Team. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of action going on lately. I've got to say, this is quite an interesting feeling being out here. I'm enjoying it. It is eerily.
It feels like a ghost town. I wonder if there's a lot of abandoned buildings here in terms of like homes and stuff. I assume that's probably the case as well, but there's just no one about.
Quiet though. Here we are at the Owley County Jail here in Boonville. Doesn't really look like it's still functional though.
It's old school. It's quite a cool building, to be fair.
See if the door is locked or what. Yeah, it's locked. You can see the reflective window panes there. Now this one over here I can see through a little bit. I can see some bars through there. But yeah, it looks like they don't want you being able to see in.
Cool bit of artwork.
They're just over here at the Owley County Court.
Bro, this looks like a... I want to see that again.
They're just...
So it's these buildings. I don't know if this has nothing in it. It's just empty buildings. This looks like it. This just like here just looks like it was from like Afghanistan or something. If you just cut this out and then cut the cars out. I mean, it's just one or two buildings, but I mean, I guess he's still like in the center of the town or whatever.
Just over here at the Owley County Courthouse, you can see a sign.
But certain parts of it, it just looks fine. It just looks very wide, very open. But like when he first got there, it didn't look like it was the worst or the poorest place to live in the US. But the more I'm seeing, I guess, the more I'm now sort of understanding how that is the case, because so many abandoned buildings, and basically that is the main thing that I'm seeing, to be honest.
Near this spot, Daniel Boone and party camped in 1788 to 1781. A camp called Boone's Station until Owley County was organized in 1843. Then named Boonville. Records in Clay County show that Boone's family owned land here until it moved to Missouri. They've got a wall here to pay respect to their fallen soldiers. You can see people from the Korean War,
Incredible.
World War II, and the Pacific.
And it seems very well kept. Like, this is from 38. I mean, I guess maybe they've redone it or something, but I do like the fact that it does actually seem very well kept. Like, you can see every individual person's name so well. Doesn't look like it's gone bad at all, but yeah, I guess just the maintenance is important for this, which is obviously the truth. Like, that's what you'd want with murals like this.
Korea, Vietnam. Well, we were just at the jail a few minutes ago, and now it looks like we found the van that rounds them all up and takes them there. The Owley County Jailer.
Damn.
That little shop that I walked into just now, I was lucky enough to meet the owner of it. It's a shop he's running, and it's kind of like a game room. He's got, well, he sells snacks and drinks. He's got a pool table. He's got some video games, and he's in the process of opening an arcade. And real nice guy. And I talked to him for probably about 30 minutes. I was gonna buy a bottle of water, but he insisted on giving it to me for free. And he told me a lot about this town, and we had really a great conversation. But this town is pretty much as small as what it looks. I mean, I walked through the center right over there, and I'm already almost to the end of it.
Damn.
One thing the guy told me is about that jail. Now, that jail that you just saw a couple minutes ago is actually not open anymore, but that jail van that you saw is still in use, because he was telling me that just recently it rounded up a group of local guys that were selling drugs out here. But that old jail that we saw is no longer operational. It's not in use. He said there's a regional jail that's not too far from here now, where criminals from here and surrounding counties are sent. Spencer's, it's a fast food joint.
This is I've never heard. Most people I've seen in this video. Damn, we're actually gonna get some interaction.
Want to come over here and take a look at the Kentucky River, the South Fork of the Kentucky River. Let's take a look.
Maybe we aren't getting any interaction in. But yeah, the scenery here, like you said, breathtaking, isn't it?
Yeah, the nature out in this region is really breathtaking. We're out here in Appalachia, and it really is beautiful. And that guy I was talking to in that shop, he was telling me that one of the reasons that it's hard to really build up this city and this town, and a lot of other similar ones out in this region, is that there's just not enough suitable land to build on, because there's not really much flat land. It's all mountains and hills, and the areas that you can build on are quite small. And he was also telling me that most of the families here, their roots go back generations, and not a lot of land is trading hands. All right, let's go check out the break room. Seal Theater cleanup project. Looks like they're gonna try to maybe bring this old theater back to life.
That'd be cool.
You can see they're
I feel like having something like that, I mean, this might sound really stupid, but having just something like this in a small town like this where maybe there's not much to do at all, it's the small things that count, you know, and this probably would help a lot.
some construction inside. This seems to be the main diner in town, the old bus stop diner, and I'm hungry, so I think we need to go
Also, this building's really well kept, so it's weird, like, for the place, like, obviously he said how poor this place is, but a lot of the buildings seem well kept. It's just like they abandoned buildings around them and the things like that. But even the jail, that was in pretty good condition as well.
here
That's
and grab something
abandoned
to
now.
eat.
Or not
Yes, this place
used.
got a full menu, and you come in, it's got the old town diner feel. And I couldn't resist. I had to go for the Philly cheesesteak. Haven't had one of those in a long, long time. Interestingly enough, they sell knives here. A wide variety of
Damn.
knives. All right, lunch is served.
Harley Davidson knives, what?
Wide variety of knives.
The more you know.
All
I
right,
thought they just made bikes.
lunch is served. I've got the Philly cheesesteak, which looks really good. And I've got some mustard greens, just squirted some vinegar on there, some French fries, and I am starving. Let's see how this bad boy tastes.
Good food.
That really is good. Surprisingly good. Well, if you do ever end up in Boonville, which I doubt that you will, I highly recommend that you check out that little diner that I was in, because service was good, food was good. Hello, ladies. And yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I was actually kind of hoping to find a barbershop out here. I was gonna get a haircut. I
Is this the barber shop?
found Abdeel Barbershop, and they are closed.
Aw.
So it looks like we're gonna have to cancel the haircut plan.
Boo.
Not sure if he likes me or if he's trying to tell me he doesn't like me. Just walk up this little street and see what we've got. Looks like there are a couple little businesses up here. Hey, bud, how's it going? Hey, he looks like a friendly one. Well, one thing I can...
Wait, do people just have their dogs roaming in there? Because I know gardens in the US are, I guess, a lot more open like this. Do people just have their dogs just roaming around? I would be scared that my dog would run away, but I guess maybe they've trained them well or something.
Bud, how's it going? Hey, he looks like a friendly one. Well, one thing I can tell you is that there's no shortage of churches in this little town. Here's another one right here, the First Baptist Church. You know, this is just a little town nobody really comes to. Very few people even live here. And apparently
Beautiful,
it's
though.
somewhat of a poor town. But one way in which this town is rich is in the natural beauty and the
Yeah.
quiet stillness and serenity just of the atmosphere here. It really is nice. You just look out into these fields and these trees and look at these rivers and these hills in the background. It truly is a beautiful place. All right, well, we're gonna head out a
The
little
dogs?
bit deeper into Owley County.
Oh, he's going further in. Oh,
Well,
man.
it looks like apart from Boonville, or as they would say, Boonville, there aren't any actual like towns or anything like that where you can stop and just get out and roam around, because this is just a lot of land and a lot of this is private property. So if you come to Owley County, Boonville is about the only place you can really stop and get out and wander around. The rest of
Wait. I was just showing the scenery. Nice, well-kept house, to be fair. I mean, for a poor county, I'm not seeing as much as I've seen in previous videos about, like, poor places in the US. Is that, like, is it another house, I guess? I mean, that one's a bit more on the ropes, but... Oh, he's back in Boonville. I mean, one thing that will always shock me is just how different small towns in the US look compared to like towns in the UK. Like small towns in the US just seem much more city-like, if that makes any sense. Like towns in the UK, like, I'm talking about like smaller towns or like villages. They're like what you'd have there is just like you know you're in a town. I mean, to be fair, you know you're in a town here because there's not much going on, but just like how wide the roads are, like it's like they're sort of built to have been like big cities to start with, and then they've just not really gone through with that because of whatever reasons they have. But to be fair, this place compared to other places I've seen on like doing these reactions, and, like focusing on poor places or dangerous places, it's not, obviously there's definitely issues here, but from what I've seen, it doesn't seem that bad. Although maybe my expectations were just very low. I don't know. Just seems like there's nothing to do. But that's what your home's for, you know? Oh, there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Note from creator. Oh, that's a big thing. My closing monologue got cut off. Oh, so he was talking and then... Oh, okay, fair enough. Being poor doesn't mean unhappy or not sober. Poor doesn't mean bad. That's true. That's probably what I'm saying then. Poor doesn't mean bad. I'd live here. Seems quiet and laid back. Yeah, that's pretty true, to be honest. If you want to just get away from all the craziness of a city or just the craziness of maybe a big town or something, this probably is your place. Like when it says poor doesn't mean bad, let's just taking it right out of my mouth, because I was there saying throughout the whole video it doesn't seem that bad, but I guess it's just the poor side of it. I don't know. Like there's definitely other places that I would see as poor and you can actually like genuinely see it. This just seemed like she's quiet, there's not much going on. But yeah, that's this reaction. Let me know your thoughts on this, and until next time, like, subscribe, peace.